Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the chat. My name is Ima. Yes, guys, welcome to the chat. Mary Kimade, I see you right there. How you doing, Mary Kimade? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here. I welcome each and every one of you guys. Please do also do the needful by liking, sharing, and inviting someone on to this broadcast. Yes, guys, please do so. Guys, you guys come into the studio. Let's gist, Joe. I've been looking at my time. I couldn't wait to just come in here and let us begin to dissect all these things already. So you guys, let's just right. Let's just. Yes, let's just. If you are here, say something in the comment section. If you are up for this, please say something in the comment section. I want to read from you, and I'd like to know where you are joining from. Yes, I'd like to know where you're joining from. Welcome to the chat on Ninja Watch, guys. If you are here to turn on your notification bell, please do so, just swipe to the right. Yes, swipe to the right, please. Thank you very much. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, guys, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. I can I even get tired of saying this? No, I can't get tired of saying this. Please do well to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right in the comment section. Thank you. Oh yeah, Solomon. I wish I could pronounce the last name. But from Germany, how's it going over there? How do I say hello in Germany? Yes, yes, I'd like to know how to say hello in Germany. Come on, let's teach ourselves something today. Let's learn in bits. Blessing, Wama, how you doing? Good afternoon to you too. Where are you joining in from? I'd like to know. Mary Kimade, where are you joining in from? I'd like to know. And how do I say hi, or how do I say hello in your language? How do I say hello in yes, how do I say hello? Osage that there's this there's this ring that your name has, Osage Daddy. It's just doing me like I should just bill you. Osage Daddy, how you doing? Come on, tell me how to say hello in your language. See, let me know how to say hello in your language. Thank you. Solomon Mantis, Germany. So how do I say hello in Germany? Tell me. V properties, hello, right? So what language is that? Let me know. Blessing from Italy. She says ciao, 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 right? Yay! So hi, ciao. Hey, I wish I was hearing this. So let me not go and say the wrong thing and embarrass my lineage. Okay, Oboho, Oboho. This is definitely German. This is German, and we get sit there. No, you don't have to laugh. I'm laughing myself already. uh, you say hello. You say hello in Germany. Oh, really? Okay, okay. Hello. Asage daddy. Ciao, ciao. Thank you. All right, Chuko, how you doing? Good to have you. How do I say? Oh, so in Italy, somebody already said it. Obo, obo, you need to let me know how to pronounce this. All right, thank you, guys. Keep it coming. I want to learn something. I don't even know how we say hello in my. I don't know how to say hello in my dialect. Sad to me. Oh. Mr. Vine, this is Etisen. Mr. Vine, when you come into the studio, you have to teach me how to say it. Okay, okay, all right. Thank you for that. Also, re properties. Were you the one that said? So I like how one person is saying this and another person is giving the translation. So you guys. So when I come to Germany, I have a whole lot of family there, right? That's good. Okay, so hello is hello in German. That's good. Guten Tag, Guten Tag. Thank you for that, Mr. Macra. But that's also German, right? Okay. We get there is German means how are you? So my people in Germany, we get there. I'll get there. I will do better. I will shock you people. All right. And so my people in Germany too. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to this broadcast. Mr. Makiraba, I guess that's German too. So Gutenberg, you people, yes, to my people, my Niger people, Otutuoma. I'm going to start dressing in our cultural attires. Would you like to see that? I'll probably be representing different tribes that we have here in Nigeria and you know in Africa. So Otutuoma to my people. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the broadcast. If you'd like to join today's conversation, please click on the link. I'm sorry, just there's a link that has been shared. Please click on the link and you will be right here with me. Come on, let's have our family meeting. Yes. And please don't close the door as you are entering because people need to hear this thing that we are talking about. All right. Osagbobo. Hi, Osagbobo. Osagbobo is joining us from Spain. Osagbobo in Spain. How do we say hello? Yes, how do we say hello? How do we say hello in Spain? All right. Guten Tag is good day. Good day. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I will rehearse on these things and I will get better. I promise you guys. Yes, so yeah, day. I think I am familiar with that word. I'm very familiar. Oh, Chukwueko says, I am looking so gorgeous. He had to use so. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right, guys, welcome. Austria Nelson, Mommy Diaspora. Sweet mother. Sweet mother. I'm Mommy Diaspora. Good day to you, Mama Dearest. Good to have you on the broadcast. How you doing? Thank you for joining us here. You guys, we have a mother in the house. Say something to her and thank you. Austria Nelson, how are you? Where are you joining in from? And you know the drill. Say how, let us out, teach us how to say hello in your dialect. Yes, and the country you are in or in your dialect, but say hello in another language. Teach us, let's learn something today. I think how we say hello in my dialects would be Abade. Abade is actually how are you, but Abade is actually how are you. Yeah, so Abadie, Eden for yes. All right, my people. So I have gist for you first before we get to our topic for the day. Before our guest comes into the studio, we have this gist for you. Hello, Mr. Charles. How you doing? Welcome to the broadcast.
I'm very well, Mrs. Emma. How are you today?
I am fine. I probably should reduce my voice because I know you are close to your bedtime and I'm making so much noise right now, right?
Yeah, I'm almost in the bed, about to sleep.
All right, thank you for tuning in. I am very sure that you will not regret being here. It's I promise you to have an engaging and exciting time. Mr. Vine Maxwell, now you have to say that thing that you wrote in the comment section. Let all of us learn how to say this.
Okay, okay, Sister Emma, thank you so much. In Tree, that is the general language here we speak in Ghana. We say etiseng. Etiseng is how are you? Then you will say either boko or eyeo. So if I'm welcoming you, you are coming into my country, I will say akwaba. Akwaba. That is welcome.
What if I'm not just coming into the country? I probably just stepped out and also, what if I'm not just coming into the country or the person is not just coming into the country? Can one say Aquaba to someone who went to work or went out and just returned home?
No,
Does
no,
it work that way too?
Akwaba. No, Akwaba is someone that is a stranger that is coming into your house, someone you don't know that is visiting a visitor in your house. You can tell the
Oh,
person Akwaba. Somebody from outside, you can tell the person Akwaba. But if I just woke up in the morning and I see Sister Emma, my door, I'll say, "Oh, Sister Mpocha, saying."
it's okay.
Then you will answer me, a year or
Guys,
boko
let's pack our
or
bags. Let's pack our bags and go to Ghana.
see, that is
Oh dear. Oh dear. Now that we know the basic greetings in Ghana, let's pack our bags and go and go and flex. All right, Mr. Van Maxwell, I hope that is not your network that is fluctuating already. All right, welcome to the
okay. I
broadcast,
think I
everybody.
think it's good now. Is it
It's
good?
better. It's better, very
Thank
clear
you.
now.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Please mute your mic. I'll get back to you. Oh, Chukweko, I don't know what keeps happening to your network. I hope to have you with a steady network on the broadcast sometime soon. All right, guys. So let's talk about so exciting. No, not exciting. I take that back. But Two rather shocking stories. Let's start with this one. So you guys saw that viral video of a bridge that was about to be commissioned, not that was being commissioned in South Africa, and the bridge collapsed. Mr. Charles, did you see that video? Mr. Charles?
Actually, I didn't see the video.
Oh, okay. So they were commissioning this bridge made of Paco. Of course, it was low quality. The people that were just there commissioning the bridge, just as they cut the ribbon, it's almost like it was the ribbon that even held the bridge. Because just as they cut the ribbon, the bridge collapsed, and both the commissioner, all of them that were on that platform, all of them fell. They had to rush to rescue the lady. It was quite a video.
Where did this happen?
In South Africa, a couple of days back.
Oh, I didn't see the video.
So this just says that all these bad jobs that these people are doing, there's a way it comes back to bite them. All right, that's it about that conversation. That's not our topic for today. That was just by the way. And also, just when we thought that the Oni of Ife has found the love of his life in Queen Naomi, right? He has picked another wife, and this is the sixth wife. Goodness gracious. Is that man there just to be marrying wives? The man seems to have lost focus. He seems to have lost focus, and all he wants to be doing is, do they call them excellency? Kabiesi, please, don't finish our women. What is it? What are you doing with 6 women? You're supposed to be a modern day king. This is well, it came in as a breaking news today. As the new Olori, he has gone into the palace today. The people of Ife welcome you. The people of Ife welcome you. Not sure if that concerns the people of Nigeria, but the people of Ife, I'm sure they are pleased to have you. And may your reign be longer than the rest of those other queens. Is anybody saying amen to this prayer? We are saying amen to this prayer. Say something in the comment section. Chukweko, how are you doing? Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
Yay, finally get to hear your voice. All right, Chukweko. Did you see that video? What? I'm sorry, where are you dialing in from?
Italy.
Italy, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, please say how you say hello in Italy.
Ciao.
Ciao. Okay, thank you for saying that. Thank you for teaching us that. All right. Did you see the viral video from yesterday of this Lautech? Was it Lautech? Lautech to the Ogomosho. He went to return his certificate. He's saying that the certificate is of no use to him and that he wants to collect back his school fees. They should keep their certificate. Please tell me you've seen that video.
Velo.
Mr. Chuku?
I'm sorry.
Right,
I was just calling someone.
Okay, so did you see the video?
Okay. How do you say it?
Sorry, Mr. Chuku. Please get your thoughts together. Come back to us. Mr. Van Maxwell, did you see that video?
No, I did not see the video, but I don't.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yo, I didn't see the video. I didn't see the video, ma'am.
Okay. So this young man finished from this school, Lautech Ogomosho. He finished from this school, and years later, I can say the certificate is not useful to him. So the school should take their certificate back and give him back all the money he has paid for school fees, project, and all those things. I beg, how will I take see this matter? I know it is very laughable, but these are the plight of those that has even struggled and they've strived to go to school.
Yeah, you see, my sister, it is not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. This is very serious. If an educated man or educated woman, out of frustration, no job, probably that man has finished school since maybe like say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Who knows how many years that man has finished his, graduated from school, yet cannot secure a job for himself. He has become an unemployed graduate. In Ghana here, they have what they call Ghana Association of Unemployed Graduates. So we have Ghana Association of Unemployed Graduates, but the unemployment rate here, I don't think it can be compared to that of Nigeria. Students, graduated from school, they have nothing to do. The president comes out and tell them that they should not expect job. He say the federal government, what has is full up, so there is no more vacancies. Where do you want them to go? There is no improvement on SMEs. We read in the afternoon that the sum of the over 100,000 SME collapsed because there is nothing that they can't cope with the levies and taxes, VAT, on their products. It's just pathetic. I plead with him and I will encourage him to hold back his documents. He has been suffering it now, so at least one day, once God helps him and he secure a job right now, anywhere, he will surely forget this so many years of misery. So I would encourage him to keep his certificate. It won't rot. It will be there forever for him. I know it's very, very painful, but we should just keep it.
Thank you for those strong words of encouragement. Thank you so very much. Mr. Charles, do you sometimes feel this way too? Well, I don't think you would. You are not in Nigeria, so I don't think you sometimes feel like returning the certificate back to the school.
It's terrible, honestly. All these things, they're not laughing matter.
Yeah.
These things are real. It is happening in Nigeria. Well, you can't blame such a man. Like my brother said, imagine someone after being through school, 5 years, 10 years, no job. Not only that there is no job, and there's nowhere you can't get sponsor or fund from anywhere. In most countries, yes, you get grant. You don't get all these things to even start something by yourself. Nothing. We are living in a country where people are okay. You see, in 2016, I was in Lagos Island, where I went to take just a passport. A young man that's captured me. After he has captured me, he went somewhere to go and get the passport. It took about 3 hours for him to come back. When he came back, I was asking him, how much does it take for you to have this little machine that you can use to, you know, get this passport? He told me, hey, my brother, if I can see like 50,000 naira, honestly, I was like looking at him like this because I was shocked. I thought it's something that he would tell me, like, if I can see at least 50, I was like, 50,000 naira. Imagine a man doing such a business. You can't afford 50,000 to set your business. That's how terrible it is in Nigeria. So you don't blame such a man. It's a laughing matter, but it is not. That's where we find ourselves. That's our country. Like Peter B say, in America, he say, or in Canada, he made mention of. He said something. I say many people, most of us that are here, we did not leave Nigeria because we want to change the environment. All of us, we ran away because the country has become too bad. And many who is staying there, they are staying there because they've never seen the opportunity. If they see, they will also run away. That's how bad it is, my sister. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr. Charles. Yes, forgive me for laughing. It's just I've never seen anything like that. I have never heard anything like that. So it might have came out as something funny, but if you look at the bigger picture here, it's no joke. It's no joke. Aside from not even getting a job, um starting up your own thing, it is not even easy. There's something called radio permits. You know, all of these things will just even push you out of business. The cost of getting a space, the cost of light bill. Ah, it's all of these things that they put together not even made it easy for people to have businesses like this. All right, I would be sharing this. Let's also take this viral. This happened just a couple of days ago. This woman was caught with these children. She's supposed to be a nun, right? She's supposed to be a nun, but she was caught with these children, about 15 children, a reverend sister. Okay, operatives of the Rivers State Police Command have arrested a suspected child trafficker, Maureen Wechinu, who claims to be a reverend sister and confessed she buys the children. She buys the child at 50,000 naira. And now some are saying she buys some from their parents, and some, people that steal children, apparently child trafficking, human rituals, and yes, and child slavery is still very, very strong in Africa. Can you even imagine this? And it's not like she's a fake reverend sister. She's real. She just has gone into other businesses. Mr. Charles, what's your reaction to this?
My sister, if there's nothing you cannot see in Nigeria, there is nothing. Anything can happen in Nigeria. This is just the beginning. If nothing happens, this is just the beginning. Soon, we hear that people are eating their children in Nigeria. We hear it because hunger can cause anything. Eh, 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 Nigeria is many people are being every day going through one thing or the other. Imagine, what is this Reverend Sister going to say? Eh? Somebody, if you can buy a child for 50,000 naira, somebody carry a child after 9 months, you give back to that child, knowing what you went through in the theater room to just deliver the child. You saw the child for 50,000 naira. You ask yourself, what could led this woman? What could made her to sell his child for 50,000? What could be the situation he is passing through that could make her to sell her child for 50,000 naira? All these are the questions that we supposed to ask, that have never been asked and have never been addressed. It's not all about the reverend sister buying a child for 50,000. If you cannot address the root cause of all this, you cannot just address the situation. But the root cause of it is, why will a woman sell his child for 50,000 naira? And we all have seen that Nigerian environment can even make you to do that. In as much as the reverend sister, he committed a crime, yeah. But if you can never address the root cause of a crime, the crime will continue to it will continue to increase till you address it. All that we are passing through in Nigeria today is as a result of failed leadership and government, because nobody is being checkmate. The government have not no one, nobody. They do whatever they like. So when a leader is doing what he likes, the citizen will also do what they like. Everything, no rule of law, nothing, no. We are living in a society that is not organized. So that's why all this is happening. Oh, honestly, I have nothing much to contribute, but the only thing I have to contribute is that it is as a result of fair leadership and government. That's the cause of all this. Thank you.
All right. If there's one thing I try to distance myself from, is blaming the government for every time there are ills like this in the society. I think we need to begin to, own up to responsibilities. I mean, there are no jobs. I can't, for the life of me, think of buying a child, selling a child. So I just think we should do better and not always push on the blame too. That's my own
It- that's
submission.
not true. That's not true, Mrs. Emma. You see,
Mr.
in
Charles,
many places.
Mr. Charles, let's be realistic here. Will you ever come to a place where you have to do deals like this because because you don't have the things that you need?
Come again. Let me get
Would
you.
you ever would you ever come to a place like this, like things are not working for you, the government's failing you, and you want to resort to stealing children, buying children for, I mean, doing going into business like this?
Worse than this are happening in Nigeria. Worse than this are happening. If it is just one in a million that are happening in Nigeria, worse than this are happening. If people can sell parts, this is just nothing. In Nigeria, you see all the blame. Let's not put Nigeria government away from this, because they are the reason why all this are happening. Imagine the government. It is the government that will create enabling environment for everything to run. If the government has not provided enabling environment, how will people do anything? It is the government who will make sure that the environment is secure. It is the government who will make sure that there is rule of law. It is the government who will make sure that business are being run. People will not suffer to run their business or use their last resources to. It is the government. You don't blame in as much as sometimes we human beings, we have to also address some certain things by ourselves. Like I always tell people, it's not everyone that's supposed to have a child. Some people are not supposed to have a child. It's not everyone that's supposed to marry. Some people are not supposed to marry. Don't do things because others are doing, or because you want to be. Then let people not say, you have come of age, you don't want to do this. No. If you cannot afford taking care of a child, don't ever give birth to a child. If you cannot, don't ever, both man and woman. If you didn't have a child, it's not a crime. If you have, it's not a crime. It's not nobody force you. So in as much as we can, I'm saying this, but at the end of the day, government takes the most blame because they have never done what they're supposed to do. That's why all this are happening. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your submission, Mr. Charles. Mr. Van Maxwell, please take it away.
Thank you. I would like to say that there is a gross decadence in the moral standard of Nigeria, today, unlike yesteryears. And the government will not be, spared on this issue as well. You see, the constitutional responsibility of a sane government, I say sane in bracket, a sane government is to provide security, protect lives and lives and property of the people. Provide them. After that, it goes a long way to say provide them with social amenities that they will use. What are the social amenities? One of them is electricity, good road, potable water to drink. Then you provide them education and health. A well-trained, nurtured society will see this thing as alien to them, my people. A well-trained, nurtured, society will see these things that is happening in Nigeria today as strange to them. Since the time I came back to Ghana, I have not seen where people wake up, sold their own children for a paltry sum of 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira is about less than 300 Ghana cedi here or so. 50,000 naira, less than 500 Ghana cedi here. That is what you are selling your child for. A child you carried in your stomach for 9 months, some more than 9 months, with all the complications and the pains of pregnancy, you pass through. You gave birth to that. People die in the process of giving birth, but God blessed you. You deliver like a Jewish woman, a Hebrew woman, as it is in the Bible. And the only thing you could do is to sell that child. If you knew that you cannot be able to take care of the child, why go in the first place to conceive into having that child? This is the responsibility of the so-called parents that we have today. The I don't care lifestyle of the parents that we have today. These are one of the things that are making the society what it is. Government themselves has failed. Government has failed woefully. But you cannot, because government has failed to provide you what is, then you will now devise a means, and that means is to sell your own children for money. How much is 50,000? For how many days? How many days will 50,000 last for you in the present day Nigeria? This is how people are being sold. Their organs are having. In fact, organ harvesting is a very lucrative business in Nigeria. It is done secretly in connivance with most of these security operatives. It is done. When was it too long ago that we find out that a container loaded with about 7,000 penises were discovered in a container loaded from the southern part of that, especially Niger Delta, and was seized in China? Where are the bodies of those 7,000 penises that were? Which means when you see penises, then the next thing that will come into your mind is that they have been slaughtered. Is that only the penises that were taken away from them? Their heart, their lungs, their kidneys must have also been taken away from them. You see, that is what is going on in that area. I don't know how people will live in such an environment where you can move out, you are not free, you are thinking constantly about your safety. It is not good. And for me, I just have to tell, for a reverend sister to do this now, and she's unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. It's fortunate for us that the woman is caught. What happens if she was not caught? Do you know how many times this woman has been engaging in this, transaction, human trafficking? Nobody knows how long she has been there. Protecting herself with that reverend sisterhood or something. In fact, we must not, think that things are not happening in Nigeria. There are horrible things that are happening in Nigeria simply because most of them are not made public to us. The ones we see, these are the ones we talk about. And I just pray that God will give the mothers and people, those that are already on the ground due to bad government policies, God will give them the heart to just endure. Let them endure. It is going to get better. I believe so.
All right. All right, thank you. Thank you for that, Mr. Maxwell. Thank you. Guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the studio. Welcome to the chat on Ninja Watch, guys. Do well to like this broadcast. You guys know now, you know how we did go for the chat. So just like this broadcast, get ready for premium content today. Do well to also support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right in the comment section. Thank you. All right, this is from Evans. Thank you for being here today. Greetings to you, sir. Evans says frustration could lead to anything. That's speaking in all honesty, right? Have you heard that a man returned his wife to his father-in-law as he's unable to feed his family? The same applied to the frustrated unemployed graduate. This is a reference to the graduate that took his certificate back to the school to say, this certificate no, they serve me for life. I want to take on a certificate, give me back. See, sometimes I think I want to do that, like my primary school, secondary school. All right, that's it. And Evans is also saying the act of selling and trafficking children is act of criminality and has nothing to do with being unemployed. I think the mind to even do it, right? But then again, if snake they chop millions of dollars, I mean, this is what we talked about in the morning. The system is enabling some things. And of course, the barrister himself went on ahead to say Section 2 of the Constitution is clear on this: basic human needs, protection of lives and properties, and welfare of the citizens, and basic amenities. You see, this basic, it is premium for this our government because we know they even see anything. Welcome, King Emeka. It's good to have you on the broadcast. Good day to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, everywhere you are. I just listened to the topic, and I think I will chime in for just a couple of few minutes. Um, like someone said, I think someone on the comment section said, um, child trafficking is everywhere in the world, even in the West. It's even in America. It's a huge problem. You have pedophiles. You have those who even believe in the organs of kids to enhance their spiritual being or effect. So, or those who, in one way or the other, believe in the utilization of kids, young kids, for their own personal benefit. So, uh, and also, I think another person on the panel talked about organ um, trafficking or organ harvesting, rather. It's a huge concern, maybe because many of us are not aware. It's a very big concern. All over the world, there are multiple people looking for kidneys. It's one kidney could, I think the price is actually still going up, could be from a range of $50,000 to $250,000, depending on how much um, the patient wants and how quick it requires. So, and you could tell that people would not just go and donate their kidneys, just like as a matter of fact, let's bring it back home. The Senator Ike Ekwurumadu, who is currently languishing in the British jail, in order to save his child, decided to traffic a man or a boy, regardless of how you want the context you want to see it, to provide kidney. So organ harvesting or and organ trafficking is a huge concern, as well as child trafficking. So why do I buttress on this? Is that every ills of the society we tend to want to blame the government. I can understand the government could at in one point of time to provide specific needs, but regardless of what's happening, people, criminals, crimes will be committed in everywhere in the society, whether it's in the West, whether it's in the North or in the East, or even in Western climates, you see these crimes being committed. So, for instance, you could take America, where the government basically is trying as much as they can to do what they can, or they have done that in the past, but you still see these crimes going on. So, we cannot absorb the government. We cannot continue to include government, um, that government is failing because of the greed, the criminal intent, and the criminal behaviors of individuals. For me, if someone decides to want to part ways with their child for a patry son, uh, indicates something might be wrong with that individual. The excuses they try to lay on is that government is not doing their best. No, go and get a job, regardless of what it is. If you can sell your child for 50,000, you can actually work to get that 50,000 in a month or
So
in
yeah,
two
say
months.
we should not blame the government on this one.
No, I just gave you examples where these crimes are also occurring in the West, in America, in Canada, in Japan, in China. It happens. In China, China has the highest number of citizens with the highest standard of living. It happens. So if we cannot attribute it all the time to poverty, whether we're doing well or not, people with criminal behavior, criminal intent, people whose mindset has been programmed to perpetrate crime will always continue to perpetrate crime. What we can actually say in this aspect is that if we want to bring the government is to make it very difficult and the consequences extremely high, that if you perpetrate this kind of crime, the consequences, those who are looking at you and your sufferings will not want to engage in such practices. That is the only way I can want to bring the government in. But all the time we keep blaming the government for our own specific choices, individual choices, decisions that we can control for ourselves, decisions we should be making for ourselves. Now, for instance, I can understand that the unemployment rate in Nigeria is quite high, but there are specific skill sets that you can possess as an individual in Nigeria that you will never lack jobs. Correct me if I'm wrong. You might possess some specific skill set in that same Nigeria, you will never lack jobs. Example, IT, medical fields, what else again? But you still find people going into universities, go study social sciences and humanity.
Mr. Baker, please wrap up your submission. This is now our main topic for the day. I was just playing around things happening.
All right. So
Yeah.
To wrap up, I would say three things. The government is actually responsible for three things. Employment, full employment, which cannot be achieved, but to try to see how to reduce employment level. Stability of prices, which has to do with inflation, and as well as economic and growth. Yes, our government is failing on that aspect, but if I want to go into nitty-gritty in all that, I could explain very, very well in good details that certain decisions are still lies with us to make. We might continue to blame. It's a lazy approach to continue to blame the government if you want to change your situation. If you want to leave a poverty situation to a place of surplus, it lies with you. But to blame the government is a lazy mentality and a lazy man's approach. Yes, the government could aid.
All right, Mr. Kingmaker, that's all. I'm sorry, that's all I can take from you. I have to move on to some other person. Thank you. Okay, welcome to the studio. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do well to do the needful by liking this broadcast, sharing, and inviting someone onto this broadcast. I wanted us to touch one more story, but our time is far-fetched. We need to go into the topic of today. Now, we are talking about the stigmatization of widowhood in Nigeria. Now, this is a continuation from where we stopped the other time. So this is like a part two, so to say. Yes. And we have in the studio someone who is here to share our own experience when this happened, when this sad event happened to her. Yes, guys. So please let's do the needful by making sure that your mics are muted until it is time for you are supposed to speak. So please, guys, keep it muted, and welcome to the studio. Welcome to the studio. All right, Madam Christiana, welcome to the studio. Good afternoon to you, ma.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. It's a beautiful day over here in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. May we know you, please? Please, your name?
My name is Mrs. Christiana Chibueze.
Okay, ma. Okay, ma. You have a family of how many?
I have a family of 6.
Oh, that's a typical African home. All right, ma. Because of how sensitive these issues are, please forgive me. I am not coming from a spiteful place. I might, just go deep into some things. And if you are not willing to share, please just tell me. I'd rather not share, right? If you feel, that's too much information you'll be giving out. All right, thank you very much, ma. So let's just hit it.
Thank you.
What was life like for you and your husband?
It's a terrible issue. It's a long story. I lost my husband 2014, 8 years ago to be precise. And when he was alive, things was so simple compared with when he was not alive. And if I might say, it's a terrible experience. It's a very hard knock on the head of any human being. I have 6 children, and
all for him.
Yeah, for him. I have 6 children for him, And when he was sick, out of I don't know, I don't know what adjective to use to qualify the character he performed. He couldn't go to hospital in time. I was forcing him. I went round to confront people, to beg people for him to go to hospital because I've known what it's going to take. He refused, that nothing is wrong with him. All of a sudden, he was down for 2 weeks. I rushed him without his intention, without his strength again. I rushed him to hospital 2 weeks after he died. And during that time, I was confronting people, the people in our village and the relations. They were coming, most of them were coming, say, why not go to hospital? He said, nothing is wrong with me. I have a lot of responsibilities. I have my children are in university. I have a school fees to pay. I have a accommodation to pay for. But I continue asking him, what of if you are not alive? Would this thing will happen? We will still continue. Please let us go to hospital. But all the effort I did that time was in vain. At the end of everything, she died. So because of my character, because of my confrontations, because of my running up and down, looking for, even in our church, I went to meet our pastor. Please beg him, let me take him to the hospital. I will take care of the bills. He refused. So because of this, when he was late, a lot of the thing wasn't so hard on me as per but the stigmatization was there. You can't run away from it. I pray that people will live long with their spouse before they died. Let me hold on for now.
So where did that happen? Did it happen in the house or at the hospital?
It
And
was
you
at
just
the
said that
hospital.
at the hospital, and his family were involved. All of those times that they were sick, that he
Yes,
was sick.
yes.
Okay,
It's not
so
all their family. It's not all their family. The responsibilities was at hand then. They were looking for money. Diagnosing a kidney or heart problem, all of them were scared. They ran away because they have a responsibility. But I was carrying it along, thinking that it's something that would be, manageable and all the rest. But it was too late for them. So they ran away because of responsibilities. He died in the hospital.
okay, and you were there with him.
Yes, I was there with him.
So you were the one that broke the news to his family members.
So immediately he died, I started calling the senior brother. The senior brother didn't pay attention then. He ran away. Let me say, he didn't come to the hospital self. He didn't come because of the money involved. So when it immediately happened, I called him. The phone was switched off. I had to call the union. We are in meeting. I had to call the union leader, the union leader. So that one responded immediately because I reported him in the meeting. I was so desperate that time. In fact, I don't know what truly made me to go wide then. So immediately, it's not up to 20 minutes. The man came and saw him and started connecting other people. Before you know it, around 10 men came into the hospital then.
And the brother,
So
you all stayed in the same city, in the same state, or you say
in
he did
the
not
same
even show
in
face.
the same state, they are in the same state, in the same community, If you want me to mention the place, I can mention it.
No, that won't be necessary. I want us to understand the story. Probably, it will take time before it gets to where you are, or if it's just a function. Because I don't know how you hear that your brother is, sick or even late, and you don't rush down to the place. Oh, okay. So what was the process like for you? At what point did they get involved in the burial, in the rites, and all of
You
that?
know, according to the constitution of the union, that is why I advise. Immediately this thing happened to me, I started encouraging women to go to your town meeting. It helps, even for good, even for bad. Go to your town women, identify your town union, identify your town where you come from, identify yourself in that place. It's very, very important. Very, very important. It is these
Oh,
people
okay.
that
So you don't
coordinated.
have to go. You don't have to go to the village. There are usually associations in every city representing every state.
Yes. So we belong to the we belong to the association of our town union. We are there. We are there. Actually, I was the vice chair lady of the union, the women union. So immediately this thing happened, the man that I called first started spreading the
news.
The news. Everybody was concerning it. The only people that are not concerned about it is his siblings, his family, because they thought they are going to be responsible about the financial aspect of it, but they didn't know that it's not going to be like that.
Because you were working at the time, you were not just a stay-at-home mom.
No, I was a teacher. I read education. I am a teacher by profession. Yes.
Okay, so at what point did they get involved? So you planned this all through Well, please take us through I might not know the right questions to ask. So please take us all through from that point to where you had to take him home, and the process of the burial rites from his place.
Yes. Immediately the union took him home that day. They volunteered. That is the union's responsibility. The union took him home. So when they got home, the villagers, they were asking, where is the wife? Is that how he bring our brother back to Lagos? That is where the problem started. They asked, as they started asking, they say, where is the wife? Is it not the wife that are supposed to bring the husband back to the village? Which kind of wife is that? They were calling me from the village, say, am I not the one that's supposed to bring this? But according to our union, it is the union that will bring. Then they will schedule the arrangement, connecting them with the village. But these village people, the senior brother who refused to come to the hospital in that environment he was living, then went home. He went home and combined with the family and start talking rubbish. But to God be the glory, I was well coordinated by the union where I belong to, and my husband was coordinated. So his family, when the family is saying another thing, the union is intercounting them. It was a very big loggerhead, very big loggerhead. The family was like, yes, they were like, let me see. Since she refused to bring the corpse of our son, that we will know how she's going to do it. All of them ran away financially. Even the senior brother did not contribute 200 naira for garden egg for the burial.
For the burial process?
Yes.
Okay,
said,
please, Ma, I'll be interjecting you because I'll be asking questions. Please, those in the comment section, those watching live, if you have a question for Madam Christiana, please do well to ask your question in the comment section, all right? And to my panelists, if you have a question, please say something in the private chat. Just say hi, and I'll give you room to ask your question. All right. Please, Ma, if you do not mind, do you want to tell us not the village per se, but the state? And when you talk about union, you mean union of your husband's people or your own people, or are you both from the same place?
Yeah, we are both from the same local government, from Imo State, but not different town. But we belong to the member of his own community.
Of his own community, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Please go ahead with your.
So the burial was arranged. The church was involved. In fact, it was highly coordinated, but the family financially they did not add single dime on it. The reason is best known to them. They did not add any dime. But according to the constitution of the union, it's the union responsibility to take care of their own person. But the family did not know. So when everything was happening like that, they were like, it's like this lady stored money somewhere. It is like our brother kept money somewhere. Then if not, how is she doing this? How is she doing this? But what truly saved me is because of those children. I have 2 undergraduates. I just 6 children. I have 2 undergraduates. In fact, it was a terrible situation. Then after the burial, the people are the community, they saw what happened. They called the family and told them that they should never and not lay their hands on this woman, because single-handedly she buried her husband, and a lot of responsibilities is facing her, a lot of challenges is facing her. But still, there is a stigmatization that is terrible. I could remember after the burial, a lot of people were coming, and since your husband is not alive again, we can help you to take care of the children. I said,
from family
what?
members?
Yes, family members. We can help you. But I asked them, when your brother is not yet buried, I didn't see you didn't contribute. Then how are you helping me? How are you going to help me to contribute to train the children that you didn't bury their father? That is where the problem started. Because I know the area they are going. I know the area they are going. So I didn't want them to jump into or to open their mouth to say something. So I asked them, even up to today, this is 8 years, they are still tormenting themselves. Say you want to marry yourself. Okay, go ahead and marry yourself. that is it.
Is it okay? So with what you said, that means you didn't remarry.
No.
Is it because of an embargo of a tradition, or it is a personal decision?
That's a personal decision. That's a personal
Okay.
decision.
Okay, so when they talk about taking your children and taking care of them, why did you refuse that? I mean, these are their brother's children. Why did you refuse?
Because I know the area they are going. Immediately, if they give you 5 naira now, they will start looking for how to sleep with you. Which, as a Christian, as a child of God, I decided that I am going to be a widow indeed. I decided within myself that I am going to be a widow indeed. Because my mother told me that if I decided within myself to allow God to marry me, that my problem would be so mild. So I paid the attention and I listened to my mother, and that is what is taking me so far.
All right. And your kids, 8 years later, you have any of them married, out of school?
Yes, I have one. My first daughter has married, because I have 5 girls and 1 boy. So the first girl has married.
So when it was time for this girl to get married, did they send a list from the house, from the family, from the village, as a tradition? These children that they've neglected right from when their father was on the sick bed, did they come out as family people to have their own list?
Yes. Actually, we are here. I am in Lagos. And when my daughter went to marry, I called those from not the immediate family. I said, see what is happening. They told me that they are not going to be involved. I said, I have to go and contact the immediate family, especially the senior brother. That if the senior brother can come, then they will come. That if the senior brother is not coming, that they are not coming. At this juncture, and that the senior brother, since after 7 years, my husband died, he is staying in the same city, Lagos. He didn't come to my house. He did not call on the phone. He did not call and ask how is you and your children. He did not ask. He didn't come at all to see us. But when this thing happened, there is nothing I can do. I had to call him. and say what is happening. He told me that he
Sorry,
didn't have more
let me
transport.
take you back. Let me take you back. So
Okay.
all through from when your husband passed, for 7 years, this man did
Yes,
not call you,
he
and
did not call
he's
me for
supposed to
1
be
year.
like the father of the family.
Yes, because I rejected their
Your
where they
offer.
are going. Yes, I rejected their offer.
But what
I
of other
rejected
members
them.
of the family? Did they reach out to you?
When they're talking about family, I'm trying to talk about his siblings, the same father, the same mother,
Blood brothers and sisters. Yes, these are the
blood
ones I'm
brothers and
asking.
sisters.
Did any of them
Yes,
reach out to you?
he ganged up with them. He ganged up with them, and they are telling me that I open eye. I am a woman that open eye. That I don't want to obey the instruction of the family.
Sorry, Ima,
But
just a
I
quick one.
don't want to obey the instruction of the family is for the man to be sleeping with me.
Sorry, our condolences about your loss. It's quite touching listening to you and your plight. Are you saying that your brother-in-law was making direct advances towards you to sleep with you? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm really
Yes.
sorry. This is it's terrible. Sorry about that. I also just to say that it's good that you're pious and moving on your way. It's a terrible news to hear. It's really terrible.
All right, Suma. Some people are not, it's a rather shocking encounter. People, so I just need people to hear from someone who has, had to go through this phase, so they don't think that these things does not happen or they are just stories or movies. Oh, okay. That being said, but when it was time for the wedding, how did you feel? How did you feel? Or have you ever you had a point in your life where you needed family to come through for you? I mean,
Hello?
six children is a lot. So
Mm.
how were you able to take care of six children without the help of any man in your life and without the help of these family people?
It's simple. Oh. If you know whom God is and you know him very well, it is very, very simple. It is too difficult, but it's simple. At a time, most of the time, do you know what I use and chicken soup? If I don't have money, I will use Gary. I have used Gary, put it in a mortar, grind it, and use it to make a pot of soup. Can you believe that? But when you see me on the road, you think all is well. Only my mother and so my siblings too. In fact, some of my siblings are responsible. Nigeria is somehow. But anything I lay my hand on, it's easy going. I read education, but I was not teaching in private schools. What I did is I went and learned a lot of things. I produce all this liquid soap. In fact, anything I lay my hand prospers. I supplies in jerry cans. At a time, it was so difficult. The job was so much. I resigned teaching and faced my husband's business. As of now, that is my husband's business. I am still managing. And to God be the glory. God is so merciful. It's not easy to endure, but it is good to endure. It is not too difficult to endure, but it is good to endure. I am managing his business. The two that was in the in university then, they graduated. And as I'm talking to you now, there are two. In fact, God was doing things by himself. God was doing things by himself. It is not, I'm still talking, it is not easy to endure, but it is very, very good to endure.
All right. That's a very wise there. It is not easy to endure, but it is very, very good. It is very rewarding, when you go through that process. The reward is very huge. If you're just joining us, welcome again to the chat on Niger Watch. Welcome. Please do well to like this broadcast, share, invite someone. Come, let's talk about this things. Come, let's put an end to this stigmatization of widowhood in Africa. It's a lot to lose the umbrella of the family. It's a lot to lose the strength of the family. We don't have to add to it. I have a question from someone. This is from Chukwuemeka. He's asking, when your husband was alive, did you have a good relationship with your in-laws?
Mm, Actually, I have a very wonderful relationship, but my husband is a little bit stubborn, and he doesn't tolerate. This particular senior brother is the type that doesn't work. He sells most of the properties. It has issue with the senior brother. The senior brother he sells most of their landed properties, and he objected to it. They have issue. In fact, I don't know if it is the land property that killed him, because he's not he traveled for he traveled 2 months. When he came back, they were talking something in the village. When he came back, he told me that the senior brother said if he did not take time, that land he is talking about will eat his head. I said, what? I said, okay, if it is, let us go and ask some people. He said, I should not mind him. What is he going to do? Somebody that is lazy about, that he cannot do anything. Even the training of his children, he cannot even train his children. Is he the one that? I said, no, I don't believe in that. Personally, I went to my pastor and reported the case to my pastor. My pastor invited him. Said, see what your wife said. Start praying. He said, no. After 2 months, that was when he broke down and he died. So that is the relationship. He didn't have any good relationship with that particular senior brother, and he coordinated the other ones. Even there is a time they were fighting on this thing. I went to them and said, my personally, where I come from, my father doesn't believe in fighting of land. He said what he believed in: train your children, the children will get you the best of it. So when they were fighting, I told my mother. My mother called him, say, please remove your hand into something that bland. Concentrate on training your children. Your children will make you worthy. He left. He didn't talk about the land. But 2 months after the problem, that was when he died. So based on that, he did not have a good relationship with the senior brother, which the senior brother coordinated. He really dealt with himself. He really dealt with himself. But it's quite unfortunate that he died last 2 months. It's not last 2 months, yes. He himself died last 2 months.
Oh, the senior brother is late too.
Yes, he's late now.
Okay. Now I want a breakdown, right? If you and your husband were working at the time, so you are used to having from here and from here to take care of the family, and now you have just one source. That cannot even be enough for six, and plus you seven.
Hmm.
Your landlord, or you stay in? Do you own the place you stay? You own the
No,
property?
no. I didn't know. I was paying. In fact, that is what I was trying to tell you, that it is not easy to endure, but it is very, very good. God will be working for you the way you did not imagine. In his business shop where he is, when he died, after the burial, I came back and I went to the landlord. Said, sir, see, after the whole thing, I said, please, I will not be paying for 1 year. Please give me this. Let me be paying for 6 months. The man said, okay, go. I will call you and tell you how you are going to pay. For a year and 2 months, I've been going. Say, Daddy, please tell me, how am I going to do that? For a year and 2 months, the man did not collect dime from the shop. After 1 year, 2 months, he sent a message through his caretaker and tell me to come for a meeting. When I came, he said, look, I have tried. I said, sir, I tried, yes. I have tried. Forget about the 1 year and 2 months. Start paying me. You will pay me every month. And I don't want to give you a caretaker, because if I give you a caretaker, the caretaker will add salt to your injury. So every month I used to pay him. I pay him monthly. Instead of gathering the money, I decided to be paying him 3 months. In fact, a lot of favor comes from east, north, west, and south.
But not family members.
No family members, not family members. Not
Talking
family
about
members.
family members, let me ask you this question real quick. Someone is asking, when the threat was made to your husband, did he complain to anyone in his village or immediate family? Because words like that.
He said his senior brother cannot do anything. He said his senior brother, he told the children, even I forgot the threat. It was when he died that one of my daughter was asked, Mommy, who told daddy that if he did not take time, that he's going to the land we eat? That is when I remembered what my husband told me. Then I started telling other people, but there is nothing they can do. There is nothing they can do. They were advising me to focus on my children and train my children. Everywhere there were second, and even those outside members of this, they were the people coordinating, helping. There was when we want to change our uniform in the meeting, you see two people will donate. They will tell me, say, don't worry, we are going to do that. They are going to do that. Yeah? A lot of help from outside the family, because they know my husband. He helps too. He helps too. So that is how I manage up to this level.
All right. Just a minute, ma'am. Is any of the panelists, you have a question for her? Now would be a good time to unmute your mic and ask, please.
Can I come in here, Sister Emma?
Yes, Mr. Vine.
Yeah, Madam, welcome, and thank you for coming out here to pour out your house and your experience and what you passed through. My mom is also your sister. My mom is from Abia State, Abangwa. That's where my mother comes from. But my dad is from the Upper East region of Ghana. I say so. I passed the same thing you passed through. You are passing through now is what I was put through here in Ghana when I came to, ask for my father's property and things he left. Some of them were herds of cattle, so many herds of cattle. You see, and they tried to do that. You see, I will tell you, I would just like to tell you, ma, is that the day that threat was made on your husband was the day you're supposed to take up that threat, go to the police station and report it, whether your husband agree or not. Because they said if the O cries in the night and the child died, it cries in the night and later in the morning a child is dead, who killed the child? They did the same thing to me here, and I reported to the police. They were forced to write an undertaking that if anything happens to me, that this is what they are going to pass through. In fact, they became security. Apart from God, they became security people towards me. You see, these are some of the things we do. We don't commonize these things. Like maybe your husband did not even take it seriously. You should have taken it. You should have taken it seriously. Go to the police station, because what you are guiding is bigger than what is going to happen. Now it has happened. They say dead man don't speak. This is where we are. Nobody knows what killed that my senior brother. Nobody knows. Only God knows. I'm not here to say maybe it's this and this. But that threat that man issued against your husband is a criminal offense. And he should have made to sign an undertaking concerning that threat. I thank you so much, and I believe that God will help you, God will support you, and it is well. It is well. Even inside the well, it is well, man. Thank you for coming. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Van. So, Mr. Emeka, you were going to say something.
Although I think Mr. Van Maxwell has touched on what I want to say, not to repeat myself extended time.
All right, thank you. Okay, if that will be all, then we'll continue then. Okay, so
But
Madam
Emma,
Christina,
there is something I really want to say.
please go ahead, ma'am.
I want to still talk about the problem a widow has within the vicinity where he is, because I had a very good one experience. There is one man that came back from Nigeria, and he came to my shop and was asking me, please, how can I help him so that my children will be coming to help him and clean his house, that the family is not in Nigeria, that this. And I told him that my children that are here with me are girls, and I will not allow them, that my son is about finishing his university, that is coming back, waiting for youth service, that when he comes back, I am going to introduce you so that he will be of help. So when my son came back, I introduced my son to that man. My son started helping the man, waiting for his youth service. Then all of a sudden, the wife came back, and the man introduced my son to him. And he came to my and was asking me, where is my husband? I told him I'm a widow. Yeah, he said, oh, he was sorry about it. All of a sudden, he changed. I saw his changes, and I continued asking him. She said she is a woman of God in America. Then I tried to confide in her, to tell her some of the challenges I was having as a single mother. And all of a sudden, she changed. I don't know that he has another thing in his mind. So one day he came to my shop and started shouting. People that were there, he started telling me that I should leave his husband alone. That he leave my husband alone. I don't know what you gave to my husband. Leave my husband alone. It is that day I remember the death of my husband. It is that day I thought the ground will open, and I entered inside. It is that day I know that I can't remember. I ran inside. I came out again. I said, Madam, the only thing that came out from me is, I thought you said you are a child of God. Did you pray about it and know that this is? I said, I told you. I don't know what to use and change my husband. Leave my husband alone. I came out crying, and I laid my eyes on this. I said, if I have ever have appetite for your husband, and you came here to insult me, may God, if I have appetite, may I never eat the fruit of my labor. But if I did not have appetite or having any issue with your husband and you came here to disgrace me, you will be a mad woman in the streets of Nigeria.
Amen.
I am telling you. I said, I myself, if I have appetite, if I have anything to do with husband, if I have imagined dating your husband, may all my suffering in vain multiply and multiply and multiply. But if not, God will make you to be a mad woman in the streets of Nigeria. I went inside. Because
so this was done openly. You had your children around you when this happened.
One of my daughter, you know, some children are stubborn. When he was saying it, one of my daughter was with me. He ran outside. He wanted to start insulting the woman. I called her inside, said, please, so that we will not generate. But because if people hear it, they'll say, this woman is a widow. Maybe it is true. She's a widow. She's likely to do that. So I don't want anything that will dent my image. Up till now, even there is something that I will go. I don't go to people's house unless go to meeting, come back, go to market. I don't never, because if I come to your house, you might think that I am coming for your husband. I have any issue with your husband since 8 good years. I have never. I don't have any friend, unless the friend I have is my customers in the shop. in order to avoid any kind of embarrassment again. That's the most problem, the thing I have encountered in my life since my husband died.
Okay, please, there's a question for you, Mr. Chooks, please.
Yeah, thank you, Emma, for inviting me. Madam, I commiserate with the loss of your husband.
Thank you.
This story is very pathetic, and I'm also giving you kudos for coming out to share your story so that others will learn from it. It is not easy, for somebody to come out in the open and, say this kind of a thing that will, at least guide those who are in it or who are passing through this kind of stories. Once again, thank you for sharing your stories.
I'm
Well,
grateful.
quickly, I just want to know, if your husband, hence you said he come from Imo State, if he belongs to the village meeting,
Yes, he belongs to a village meeting.
Okay, because I'm also an Igbo, and I've not had a direct experience, but I've seen people who are involved in this kind of a thing, and when such a land issue starts, the first thing they do is to call a village meeting, not a village meeting, a Omonna meeting,
Yes. Yeah.
and those who knows the family, their properties and things like that. There's a cultural way of sharing those kind of things. So I assume that your husband would have summoned his brothers towards this homeowner of a thing, thereby they're taking the necessary action.
He really, let me start from there. He really summoned them, but the senior brother and the senior sister, they said that it is not yet time to nobody called them. He told them that it is not difficult for them to solve the problem. So why are my brothers? He called them. He told me he called them that very day before my mother advised him to forget about it and face his children. The senior brother and the younger ones said the family member, that the people that my husband called, they should go, that he has not passed their level before they are coming. Then my husband has to leave the village. 2 months before then, as I said, he didn't go to the village again to confront anybody before he died.
Oh, sorry. You see, this is because I think he's a bit inexperienced in that, because the first thing people do when this kind, especially when there is a threat, is to call the homeowner. I heard the first speaker said to the police, but I mean, Ghana is a bit different from Nigeria. We know how we operate in Nigeria, because in Nigeria, if you have money and upper hand, I mean, there's nothing police will do, even if the person died, because there is no physical, harm to him while, that causes death. So the police in Nigeria will, in a normal way, they will come, but what follows, who have the catch have the way, So the easiest way people try to deal with that is to make sure they pressured them from. I'm not saying it stops them from doing whatever they want to do, but sometimes that helps, because they will be imagining what people will say when eventually the incident happens, So that's why I said that you coming out today to say this it takes courage. It takes courage, because people will learn from this, especially when people who are from the same area knows that this kind of thing happens in that area. They can take necessary measures to protect themselves. So this is a cultural something, It's happening. I'm not going to say you are the first or you're going to be the last, but most people cannot withstand what you just said now, and may God visit your landlord. May God visit everybody that
Amen.
have been on your side. And like you said, there is a reward in labor. There is a
Yes.
reward in patience. May God help you. May God
Amen.
continue to provide you every help that you will need. May your
Amen.
children wipe your tears.
Amen.
May your children bring that family back. Let them see that it is good to give back to the society. This is part of the things that we have lost in our cultures. Many of our cultures in Africa, we have this community-based, that people, see each other and they come together. But, with the new model of life, everybody is looking for what to put in their pocket and they forget about everybody. It's really destroying our society. And I pray that, those who are listening to your story today, because if at the end your children, makes you proud, makes everybody around them proud, some of the people who are in this same situation will have hope. Thank you, madam, for sharing this again.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Chooks. Thank you so very much.
Thank
The
you.
love and the words of encouragement from you people, both in the comment section and on here, is really enormous. Thank you so very much. All right, Madam Christiana, there's a question for you. This person, Evans, is saying Umuna or Umuada should have been summoned to deal with the threats to life, but well, that happened. So he's asking you, what do you want at this moment? What form of justice do you want the matter to be looked into? Do you have properties that has been taken away from you? Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that part. You have a son. You say you have a boy and 5 girls. So the boy,
Yeah.
has he, does he have inheritance, from his father that has been passed on to him, or the family took that?
And
Or
that's
you don't even want your children to even go close to anything property in their father's house.
my where my family, where I comes from, is the same. But my father believes in you training children. He doesn't believe in fighting for property. In which I even advised my husband, and my mother even advised him. That was why he forget about the issue. Then in this case, I will not allow my husband, the only son I have, to go into struggling of the family. I cannot. I can never. But the only
Okay.
piece of land left for him, when my husband, he was about to build there. When he died, I just built 2-bedroom apartments there. That is where he was buried, and that's the only thing. That is the only inheritance that I have. My son have. That's the only inheritance. It's not even more than one. It's not even up to one plot. Can you imagine in the village? But I don't care. Since there is life, I believe there is a good hope.
All right. Thank you for that, man. Now, I want to talk about, because I know how huge marriage is, especially traditional marriage in Nigeria, and I know how extensive. In short, most of the list is from family members, not even from parents, and it's just a little portion that is for parents, is for the father and for the mother. Every other thing has to do with the clan. So I want to know the time when your daughter wanted to get married. The process. You said that that's when you had to reach out to your late husband's brother. Please let us know how the family, if they got involved, or they said they were not interested in whatever the in-law had to offer.
They cannot. You cannot deprive them of that. Igbos, they like to eat where the people like to eat where they did not sow. And to God be the glory. I don't really know why God. I don't know if it's God. God compensated me. The kind of husband my daughter got is an Igbo man, and he knows everything. Even when they brought that list, I said, "What? what is my own that I'm going to, we are going to this? I was like depriving them of that. Said that nobody helped me to suffer. I am know what I suffered. And nobody, this guy and the family said, no, we are going to do everything that they want. Just write everything. From here, when I'm in Lagos, I had to send some money. They said before they give me any list, I had to give them, the women said I will give them this thing. The men said I will give them this. So I had to send money. I told my in-law, he said, no, don't worry. I will do everything they want us to do. I had to send that money. Then on the day we went home for the traditional wedding, my sister and my brothers in the that is hearing me, God is a wonderful God. If you are serving him, don't have any plan B. It was up till now, the oldest man in the village told me, said, my dear, you are serving a God that is, he said, since he was born, that he has never seen this kind of marriage before. This guy did everything they want him to do. There is something that they used to do to any man, any father that is not alive. You have to do for the dead man, the dead father.
Yes.
They said they used to do that thing with 15,000. But because the father is not alive, nobody will act. The senior brother, he went at the back and told them to add and add and add, thinking he's dealing with me. So he added and added and added. And I went round and asked. They said, no, it's not done this way. But my in-law said, forget. See this man said he wants this. He said, this is the money. Oh yeah, do it. So he is like up till now, there is no marriage that has been done like in that.
Oh, Madam Christiana, I think we've lost you there.
Yeah, he came with his own, a lot armed men. He came with a truck of police, a truck of army. The whole environment was covered. They were saying, who is this? To God be the glory. I didn't find it difficult. But if, as a human being I couldn't have allowed it to be. But the guy said, Mommy, don't worry. I will give them anything they want. And that is how it was done.
So you mean these same people that folded their hands when you wanted to bury their
If
brother?
you went to the clan and tell them that they should have to influence everything. That was what I had. They have to influence everything for him. The only thing that my husband told me, that if my children, and if his children, that he will not say his children, that he's not going to take any bride price for any man that is going to marry his children. But if it is everything, that he should do it. I've been hearing it from my husband that he's not going to take any bride price. So when the bride price of 18 come, they ask my son, because my son is of age as of then. He's more than 18. They asked him, and I told my son, said, please, when they ask you about the price, tell them that the father said he don't want to hear, that you should just take care of your sister. And that is how it is done. No bride price was paid, but every other thing, they influenced it, and it was properly done and in a peaceful way. And they ate and ate and ate and carried food with nylon, with cooler, with everything, and carried and go.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this story with us, ma'am. And it's good to know that this has ended up on a very good note for you. You know, the way you left the village, the next time you return to that village, you return with glory. And it's good to see, it's good to know. And also an encouragement for those out there who just lost a spouse, or who has lost a spouse for a couple of years now. As she has rightly said, it's not easy to go through it, but it is always very rewarding, when you stay faithful in your trial. It's really amazing how these cultures, how somebody said in the comment section that this person goes to church every Sunday, and that is if he doesn't even hold a position in the church like an elder, a deacon, you know, all of these things, we truly really need to change our mindset. All right, thank you. So, and to those in the comment section, can you please stop misbehaving? The likes of Amechi and James, both of you, please. Thank you. We'll do this later. All right, Mr. Emeka, this is where you get to react to this story.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was caught up in something. Can you just refresh my memory on this?
Okay, just give me a minute. I'll come back to you. There's a question, please. All right, Mr. Chooks, please.
Yeah. Thank you again. Madam, you say this is like miracle you just sharing with us. For the fact that you have that wisdom, to say let your son not go back there and drag for any property. I say that in Igbo land, there's a popular say that nwata etoghị eto jụọ ihe gburu nna ya, ihe gburu nna ya egbue.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Meaning, if a child is not, I don't know how to translate it, but if a child is not,
If the child
Mr.
is
Chooks,
not
try to
matured
translate
enough,
it too.
let me help my brother.
yeah,
Brother Chicks, as now what they were it means that when a child is not matured enough to ask the very important questions, then what happened to those people that ask such questions will happen to him. That's how it is.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you. All right, Mr. Chooks.
so that is the saving grace in all these stories. It could have been worse. Look at the wisdom your in-law displayed, because you see that could have been the beginning of your problems, giving away your daughter in marriage. Like I said, I come from Iboland, and it's well known. It's a popular. I can't say it's a cultural thing, but it's a popular thing happening in Iboland. That inflation of prices and all things is to trap you. And thank God, everybody that has been around you is aware of the situation, and they must have got one experience or the other. And that is why things are going the way it was going for you. I mean, but the time you say it's not going to happen, he said, don't worry, I will do that.
Yeah.
Probably he must have got experience in the past, or have seen somewhere, or have heard somewhere this kind of a thing completely break the family to pieces. For him to stand by you, it shows that you're on the winning side. Because there's so many families who have been destroyed completely just because their father is not there, or their father is poor. Okay, and they are waiting for some certain opportunities to get back at them. I'm having a background noise.
No.
I think the way God created you, it makes you. He created you the way that this will happen, for you to come out and say it, so that others will be free, others will learn from it. Because you see, when you are saying all these things, it's me listening to you is like I'm reading a book. When you're reading a book, you have expectation of the ending of that book. When you get to that next page, it takes you to another one. This is how I view this your story, because I was expecting to hear that this family now come because you're about to give your daughter away to marriage, and they put this in front of you, and you come hard on them, and they say, hey, this is where it ends. Thank you for being strong.
That's right, Mr. Chooks. Thank you, Madam Christiana. Thank you for being strong. I'd also want to ask, what would be your message to young ladies intending to marry? When I started this series with all of these things that I have read and heard and seen, the first thing I say to people is, see, when you want to marry somebody, after you do the necessary, it is very important that you ask the man, please, what is the burial rights in your village, in your community, in your father's house? What do they do to women? That's just how
Yeah,
that's
sorry,
just
Emma.
what I
Before
think. But
I think you can rephrase the question. Let me just chime in briefly before I get back to what I was doing. I really appreciate the madam with her story. It's quite touching. When we hear stories like this, we reflect on some of the society ills that we have. I also am encouraged by her resilience, our ability to still stay strong and steadfast, and to continue to also provide for her kids regardless of the demise of her husband. I'm also shocked and surprised. I'm not so. I'm shocked and surprised actually. I have to be honest that the brother-in-law, who should automatically provide some form of protection and support, is trying to exploit the situation and sees it as an opportunity. It is very sad. I know in society, the widows or single mothers are very vulnerable, and a lot of men would want to seize on that opportunity because of their vulnerability and them not having someone to provide for them. It is very sad. What I would say, I would pass this message to the men actually, especially to young men or those who are also in marriage. Please have an exit strategy and plan. There are two things that are constant in life: taxes and debt. As we grow, begin to plan for your debt because you are leaving behind loved ones. Have an insurance policy in place, a life insurance policy. Also, likewise, carry your people along in things that you do. Uh, and also go for medical checkups regularly to find out your health status. Uh, we have to, you can only make money if you are healthy. If you are no more healthy, you cannot make money. For the sake of your loved ones, especially your wife and your kids, you must take your health critical and seriously. But another thing in place is also have wills. If you have properties, have wills in place. Have life insurance policy. It is very, very helpful to cover up that gap when you are no longer available to provide for them. Uh, it is sad that we do not have welfare system in the country. I will not want to begin to speak on that because I don't know. We're also struggling as a country to raise money. Then we're talking about social welfare. But in our own ability, let's plan properly, especially for our exits, so that our family can continue to function with or without us, and have things going on well for them. Thank you.
all right, thank you for that. Mr. Collins, please. Okay, I'm sure Madam Christiana would want to go anytime soon. So let's just, ask her everything. So, Madam Christiana, I was asking, what is that thing that you have? What do you have to say to, people out there, women out there, first of all, that want to get married? What are those things that they should look out for? See that you have experienced life, right, and how uncertain, because you said earlier on that you had a good relationship with these people. So I'm sure you'll be very sure that these people would have your back in the worst situations in life. But that turned out surprisingly the other way around. So what do you have to say to women who still have their spouse and their partners alive with your journey so far in life?
Thank you. Thank you. What I really want to tell, in fact, after the burial of my husband, I started preaching to any woman I see, go and join your village meeting. Go and join. Go and join. It won't take you anything. And another thing I advise women to do is look for handwork. Don't, no matter how the kind of money your husband have, look for something doing. Be hardworking. Be determined on what you are doing. Be determined on what you are doing is going to help out. And the third one is when you are about to marry, according to your belief, go to God, ask God to help you. Because there is nothing somebody can do on his own strength or her own strength. That is it. And there is one question you said. There is something you were asking, if somebody want to get married, you should ask a man where is the burial right. How can you ask a man the burial right of his? Do you want to kill him? You want to kill him?
Madam Christiana, you don't think ladies
you don't ask that.
You don't think ladies need to ask these questions?
No, it's not. How can
Madam,
you
I beg, not ask so before then go say now you kill him.
You want to
somebody shared on here that when our father passed away, the mother was made to eat from one plate for 10 days without washing the plate, and that's a right where they come from. So you don't think I should know that this is what you people do in your village?
It depends on the family. Let me come into that. I had I had another experience that's from our village meeting too. This woman, he was not friendly with the husband. They were always quarreling. Even when there is one day they were quarreling, the husband had to go to the family member and told him, if I die, it is this woman that killed me. And eventually, it is not this woman that killed her, but because the woman has 5 children, he cannot kill the husband. But because of that thing has come out from the man's mouth, jokingly, or I don't know the reason of that. And when this man died, this woman was dealt with. I went for the burial. She was kneeling down throughout the whole night. This is what I'm telling you is the same community, the same meeting. They called the women, the daughters that married us. They came. There is nothing they did not do to this woman. Even up till now, they are still tormenting her because of that word that came out from that man. So I advise the women, no matter what, you have to be coordinated with your husband. In case of future purposes, you don't know what can happen. That is my advice.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Steph Joy, welcome to the studio. Do you agree or do you disagree with my question? That's I don't know if to say even the men too, because I think the men have it easier. I don't think the men have to, undergo the rituals of shaving hair, drinking the water they used to bath the dead body. I don't think they have to go through all of this. So do you, just yes or no, Steph Joy, do you agree that a woman should even know the practice, when it comes to issues like this?
Hi, Ma. Good afternoon. I think that is barbaric. You don't do that to any human being. Thank you.
You don't ask the question, or you don't, do that act on them. Which of them?
What? Sorry?
Which of them is barbaric?
One shaving hairs and drinking all these ritual, all this process they go during
burial rites.
Yeah, all these things I think it's barbaric. Honestly,
okay, so me I'm saying when you get to that place, you want to marry this man. I'm like, okay, Oga, in your place, when somebody dies, when the man dies, because I mean, especially if you're marrying somebody that is older than you, I mean, you want to die and leave the man when the man is older than you. Okay, that's on the lighter note. But I think that women should begin to ask these questions. What are the process? Because when the man is dead, you might not be lucky to have somebody that will stand in for you, especially when the family are against you. So do you think that is a no-go area? Women should not ask, their spouse what, details for burial rites in their community?
Before any lady gets married, I think she should try to understand the tradition of the people, where she's going. She should understudy everything and know if something she would want to be part of.
All right. Thank you and welcome to the studio. Okay,
But
King Emeka,
Emma, sorry, please, just 1 minute. Can I write you on WhatsApp? I want to ask you
yes,
something.
please go ahead.
All right, thank you. Bye.
No problem. All right, King Emeka, we are rounding up the broadcast, so please give your submission.
Yeah, all I just want to say is we have our customs, we have our cultural upbringing. It may differ from the various states in the country. Madame's story is quite touching. It also reflects how inhumane we could be, regardless of the relationship we might have uh, in our society, exploiting others in their vulnerable states. All I would want to say is, like I said initially, we all have to prepare for our exit. We cannot escape it. The same way we came, we will all leave. When you fail to plan, you will definitely have problems. So, especially the men, we must try to plan for our family. Like Madam has said, for the women, try to pick up a trade or a job or a skill set that you can use, because she's speaking from experience, and experience is a big teacher. A wise person would learn from the experience of others and not from their own experience. So, regardless of how much money your partner might be making, that's your husband, like she said, try to get a skill set that you can use, because definitely your husband is going to pass on. Men should also monitor and watch their health, and ensure that they are healthy at all times. It's not Their health is not just for them alone; it's also for their family. Because if you don't have good health, or you're not taking care of your health properly, you're only asking for one thing, and to leave this earth as quick as possible, and to also leave your family behind wailing in anguish. Madam, thank you for coming to share your story. We appreciate this very much. We also pray that the good Lord continues to provide for you. I know, I don't know when your husband transited, but it appears like you are waxing strong and you're carrying on in your strong belief. Your story is very encouraging. And I also want to say a lot of men will want to exploit your vulnerable states. You have to watch out for those kind of men too. But I believe with what you said, you already have your plans intact and ready to march on to the very end. Thank you, ma'am. And God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. King. Mr. Van Maxwell, what's your submission?
Yeah, thank you so much. Madam, I would like to tell you, agmekpọ nwaanyị anyị, ịbụ nwaanyị anyị. Ị na-anụ ihe m na-ekwu?
Thank you. Yes.
Good. So I lost my immediate elder brother, a twin. They are twins, but all of them are gone now. One died during the war. Then this one died 4 or 5 years ago. The wife, he left his wife and a boy, which is about let's say 16, 17 years old now. And when my elder brother died in Nigeria, then you see everything. In fact, irrespective of what my elder brother left for his wife, nobody has ever gone in there to tell the woman, say, give us this or give this. This is how I want our society to be. Rather, my sister in the US, a gynecologist and a master's degree holder, is responsible for that child's education, even to the US right now. This is a society, I do not know why societies are so wicked. Our society, man-made a society that is so hostile to young girls, so hostile to women, and so hostile to widows. Why? It has gotten to a stage that we cannot pretend, using culture, tradition, and the system to begin to malign our women and the widows. It has gotten to that stage. I would not be happy to see any woman go through this. If we cannot do that in my own house, Igbos, do not do it to those women. And remember, if you treat a widow, widows, orphans are properties, direct properties of God Almighty. If you treat them badly, be rest assured that God is not going to look back when He's going to deal with you. And my sister, I will tell you today, I will speak it in Igbo language, the little one I understand.
Okay.
Okwe from one more nyere gị ji n'ọkabụ. Ọwụkwa ga-arọpụtara gị mbazụ ị ga-eji gwupụta ya n'ime ọhịa.
Yes, I'm not.
That God that gave you that yam in the forest will also provide you with a spade-like stick to dig it out from the same forest.
Yes.
My sister. Most of the times do appear here. If you have small data, do appear here so that we will interact and God will bless you and bless your children. They will lift you up and they will make you a great woman, just like others. You are not the first. You will go through it in Jesus' name. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Mazi Maxwell. It's good to see this other part of you. Thank you for that. Sir. All right, Mr. Chooks.
Yeah, Madam has said it all. I'm enjoining her to advise not just women, people, everybody to make sure that the community they live in, that they interact and associate with those communities, because it's a family is stronger than friends, as they say. But sometimes we find out that friends are stronger than families. Let every one of, depending on your culture, but in this instance, she's Igbo, and she found out that, those community, those meetings, those village meetings, those, local government meetings, those state meetings, that brings them together, actually came in her rescue. So it's only the strength, only the words that those people will give to you can strengthen you all the way to fight the evil. Because it's the way you said this, I'm just imagining in my head, how it was then and how these people are giving you words of encouragement. It is great. And one advice I'm going to give everybody here: let us not forget that the same cup we serve strangers water with, we will all drink from the same cup. Like you rightly said here, he passed away a few months ago. May his soul rest in peace. But while he was on earth, he forgot that wherever his brother is, he too will go there someday. Nobody is wishing anybody that, but I'm just saying this so that we too can be very, very careful the way we treat people, because when we go, we leave some people behind. Those people are the people that will drink from that cup. Thank you, madam. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you. God bless you. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chooks. Thank you for that, Mr. Chooks. This is from Agnes. Agnes says, God bless this caller and may the good Lord provide for this woman and our children in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much for the amazing show of love from you guys. Thank you. Thank you so very much. This is highly very encouraging, guys. Thank you. I am very proud of my Ninja Watch family. Thank you. Thank you to Agnes. Thank you to James Morgan. Thank you. Thank you, Amechi. Thank you very much for participating in this broadcast. Udoka Joy, thank you for being here. Thank you to each and every one of you. Iyobosa, thank you for being here, sir. Thank you. Thank you for being here. James Morgan and Amici, you both of you, well done. Well done. Mommy Diaspora, thank you for being here. Thank you, Evans. Evans, I wish you a lovely day at the office. I wish you a better day at the office. Thank you for being here. Thank you to who else is here? Thank you, Chukwemeka. Thank you. The comments are just thank you to Godsense, thank you to everyone that participated. All right, Mr. Bigui, good afternoon, good evening, welcome to the broadcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm sorry I'm a bit late. I don't know what the topic is all about, but I can hear people talking about the traditional aspect. If I can probably quickly get a recap so I can be able to contribute a bit.
Okay, so we have Madam Christiana in the studio, and she has shared ordeal, what she had to go through from family to society with her family when she lost her husband. Yes, so this program is about stigmatization of widowhood in Nigeria. So she has shared of how, the husband's family abandoned her, or even the brothers, so to say, when they were needed the most, from the burial point to when he died that they called, and how they distanced themselves from her and from preparations. And now, then when our first daughter wanted to get married, the enormous list that they requested for, even when they've not been part of their lives, they didn't help in taking care of the children. And then the husband's brother was talking in the direction of, having her to himself, intimacy, intimately. He was talking about having her to himself. But since she wasn't going to oblige him, he instructed the family to enter off. And that's how everybody stayed away until she wanted to get. But our story has ended on a very good note. Really, it has ended. It's so much glory, so much glory. All right, that's it.
Yeah, it's all about tradition, and I would like to sympathize with Madam, and I would like to also console her for the loss and all that. When it comes to
Thank you.
tradition, it can only be probably you just have to seek the face of God. Every tradition have their own ways of doing their own thing, of which they always want you to do it the way they want it to be. So, but if you are holding up to God, you just have to ask God for direction and probably pray about the whole thing. Because at the end of the day, if you don't comply with probably what they want you to do, they might at the end accuse you of killing their brothers. That is what it is. So I would just say you just have to play along with them and try to make yourself free from every accusation. That is what I believe. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bigui, thank you for that. Thank you to everyone that has participated in this broadcast. Thank you. Madam Christiana, we've come to the end of this broadcast. If there's anything you'd like to say, this would be a good time to say it as we come to a close.
Mm. Another thing I want to add into this, the whole issue is for a woman to believe in himself, believe in God, go close to God. It's very, very important. He is the one that will hold you, who is the one that will give you joy. I don't believe in up till now. It's like I hate men. I'm just serious to say it because of the what I really go through. I love God. I really love God because I see what.
But let me even ask you, you've what I gathered, right? You've been active in the things of God. You know God. You and your husband were, you were churchgoers. You were Christians. You are Christians.
Yeah.
And when that happened to you didn't question God. He didn't draw you away from God.
God will not do everything for you. He has died in the cross of Calvary and told you that all the problem is finished. So you bringing the problem is yourself. I could remember when I told him to let's go to hospital. There is help. Had him and he followed me. He had my advice. He couldn't have done like that. It's not everything that God will do for you. He has done it. He has finished it in the cross of Calvary. Told you it's finished. So what, you want him to die again for you? Do you want him to die again for you? So if you did not do according to his will, anything you see, you will take. Anything you see, you will take. So what am I really trying to say is everything is God. Without him, we can do nothing. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Christiana. It's just good to have you on the broadcast. Thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate it. And on behalf of Niger Watch, we say big thank you to you, and we wish you the very best in life's journey. Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you.
All right, to the rest of my people, thank you for being here. Thank you for participating in this broadcast. I hope there was something to take home. I hope there's something to take home. Honestly, I'm not sure what to say right now, but let's be good. Draw closer to your creator, draw closer to God, draw closer to your source. Draw closer to your source. And if your source is not God, when life hits you, you definitely look for God. You definitely. Guys, thank you for being here. I'll see you. Do not forget our lineup. We have newspaper review Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time with Ima. And then we have the chat Mondays and Wednesdays now. Mondays and Wednesdays. So the chat will come on next week, Monday next. All right. Okay, Joy, I wish you the best. Please write well. Thank you. Okay, have a wonderful day, Joy. Also, we have Monday to Thursday, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, with discussions with Kachi, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, Monday through to Thursday. And every Friday, we have our debate by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, guys. Just do well to turn on your notification bell so you get notified every time we go on live. Thank you for being here today. I will see you tomorrow for a newspaper review. Stay well. God bless you. Be nice. Be nice. From her submission, you could tell that she was mostly helped by strangers and by friends. Be the friend that a widow needs. Be the friend. Be the stranger that puts a smile on a widow's face. Wherever you could, I said the other time, you could dial back, to your community and know what it will cost to send one or two to school. I'm sure it will not cost as much as going to school here in the city or anywhere else. So if you can train someone, if you can send someone to school, please do so. Please do so. Also, on the screen we've pasted our account number. Please support us, or you use the $sign to the right in the comment section. Guys, it costs a lot to bring this broadcast together. Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of this broadcast. Thank you for holding it down with me, and to my amazing panelists. Thank you. Thank you for your ever witty submissions. Thank you. Until I come your way tomorrow again, stay well, stay safe. Bye for now.